Welcome back to Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists. In this episode, we gathered 4 actors who all have played a waiter with one line.
The art of the one-line waiter role is something that few actors, but many try to master.
Whether you're a famous actor or somebody just starting out, the trick behind the one line can make some people very nervous, so it takes an absolute pro to get through it.
It's time to see how you can go far as a co-star. Let's listen in. Well, hey, y'all. It's great to see y'all.
Hey, guys. Hey. Hi. How's it going, guys?
Great to meet all y'all.
Wow, this is
Wow.
so cool.
Really nice to meet with people talking shop.
This is great.
None of us probably have acted together before.
No, I don't believe we have.
Because
I haven't had the pleasure.
No, we're getting the roles that the other people are probably competing for.
Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly.
I bet we've gone out for a couple of the same parts.
We maybe
Yeah,
have.
for
Yes.
sure. For
Yes.
sure.
Maybe have.
For sure.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Maybe have.
Yeah,
Well,
totally.
I'm so excited and honored to share this space with you guys today. It's so inspiring to be amongst a group of like-minded artists
Yes.
who want to talk about the craft. And, we could talk about the craft of acting multiple lines, acting as a guest star or a lead all day, but we really want to talk about our craft, our chosen craft.
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't choose anything else, One line is the most powerful thing you could do.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly how I feel about it. I think it's so misunderstood. It's so
Deeply, yes.
misunderstood, and it's an art form in itself. Booking that co-star. If people don't know what a co-star is, it's the people that you see in film or TV that have under 5 lines and play no importance to the overall story.
Right.
I read once that good design is invisible, right? And I think a good co-star isn't invisible, I'd say, but I'd say is barely there so that Leo DiCaprio can be there. You know what I mean? And there is an
Yes.
art to that. There's an art to negative space.
I'd compare what we do to sort of like a doula of sorts.
Yes.
We are delivering the baby so that Leo DiCaprio can enjoy his baby, his work.
Absolutely,
We are-
absolutely.
We're living furniture. You know what I mean? In so many words.
Yes.
We're furniture that can talk. We're furniture that can tell you what something sounds like, how people in the environment act or feel. And we're good at telling you if the main character is crazy, if the main character is liked, if the main character is disliked, and most importantly specifically the waiter roles, if the main character is nice to staff of different sorts.
Yes.
Oh, God, and
also-
that'll tell you
Yeah.
everything about their character arc is how this person orders a cup of coffee and how they are responded to by the staff.
Well,
Absolutely.
I would love to get your guys' names so I can write it down. Maybe add you guys to my IMDb contacts.
yeah.
So go ahead. What's everybody?
They're making it like LinkedIn now.
Yeah.
Well, let's all get together after the end of this and look at each other's pages, because when we look at each other's pages, it'll raise the star meter.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be really helpful if we could all just
Yes,
get together and look at
yes.
each other's pages
Mm-hmm.
and help each other out.
When I watch the
love nothing
Jeopardy
more.
at night, I just hit it.
Yeah.
Just go. You
I
just
had
go
it on
through
my phone.
Yeah, refresh.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So my name is Cole Hendricks, and I am an actor. You may know me from a couple of sitcoms. I play Waiter 1 in Community. I play Dentist 3 in Grey's Anatomy. And I have...
Huge booking.
Yes, that one was a big one for us because Grey's Anatomy, if you don't know it, you can like kind of raise the ranks. I didn't, but it was still an honor to be there. It was an honor to be there. And I've also played Boy in Movie Theater in the reboot of Will and Grace. So, yeah, it was great.
Awesome. Well, my name is Chance Mulroney.
This guy's got to be a local hire. Tell me you're a local hire
I'm
right
a
now.
local hire.
Okay.
I'm a local hire out of Albuquerque.
I
I
knew
could
it. I
smell
could
'em.
smell it.
Yes.
I'm a
I
local
could
hire out
smell
of
it.
Albuquerque. I'm the guy that they go to a lot of the time. You can see me in Justified. You can see me in Breaking Bad. If there's one line where somebody is doing something crazy, I'm usually the guy that comes in and says, "What was that?" You know, all sorts of different places. I kind of got a different look. I'm a bit of a cowboy. I got into this a little bit later in life, but I got into it hard. And so people like me. People like me, and I like that. I like that a lot, and it's really fun.
That's awesome.
I work with the Coen brothers. I work with Paul Thomas Anderson. I worked with Greta Gerwig on a new movie, and it's been really fun. It's been really fun, and I'm the guy that comes in, and I get to say the thing, and I get to get out, and it's fun. And it's fun.
Oh, which one of us?
You can go, sweetie.
Okay. My name is Annalisa Whitford, but I do go by my stage name, Anna Whitford, because I believe it's catchier, it's to the point.
Yeah,
And
it definitely is.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
Yeah, it's more memorable, I'd say. Anna.
Uh-huh.
Anna. I'm so honored to be with you all today, of course, telling human stories. That's why we're here. Some of my credits include I have a co-star on Mike and Molly.
A good show.
It's a great show.
Yes, I was a neighbor, and I said, "Here is your mail."
So like a waiter, but a neighbor waiter. I love that.
Exactly. There are many types of waiters, and I would say that in that moment, I was a waiter for the mail.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like to think of mailmen as waiters for mail. I like to think of airplanes as waiters for people.
Yes.
A doctor is a waiter
Wow.
for medicine.
Absolutely.
I would say
kinds of
stewardess, waiter for the sky. You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's tons of different ways to look at a waiter.
Zookeeper, waiter for animals.
Wow. Hello, guys. My name is Franco Booney. I am been in the business a long time. I most recently I played a diner waitress in Inception. I asked Leo DiCaprio if he wanted his top off. I do a lot of diner waitresses.
Did that scene get cut, or is that in the? I remember it now. It's right when the city starts turning upside down. A waitress comes.
He
up
runs
and says,
inside to hide. And I ask, "Do you want a top off?" And
Played
then
for comedy. One of the few moments of Inception that's played for comedy.
I was blessed.
So
I was
funny.
blessed by the
So
role.
funny.
Ain't it funny when they're funny? I
Yeah.
love it. I love it when you get a funny line.
I love it.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah.
but I originally started in this industry. I had a one-line waitress part in The Godfather.
Wow, what was your
Wow.
line?
I said, "Lasagna here or to go." It got cut.
And that one got cut.
Oh,
But that's what put me. I love playing a waitress. I have a full wardrobe of waitress gear and outfits. I have the diner gear. I have it all, and I can do it all.
How many waiter headshots do you have?
Honey, I have one for
Because there are
each.
different types of waiter looks,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes. I don't do the black tie waitresses. I'm too slippery.
Okay.
I sometimes I don't know if you guys. Sometimes I was asked the first black tie waitress. It was a steakhouse, I think, in Mrs. Doubtfire when she's running between the restaurants. I was playing the role, and I had to hold a tray, and that was the first time I ever had to hold a real tray. And this prop department put a whole thing of glasses of wine glasses on that tray, and boy, was I a slippery girl. And that's the last time I played for black tie restaurants. But now I do mostly the woman behind the diner counter. You could see me in Riverdale season 1. The kids hang out in the diner,
Did
and
you
I'm
get more
there.
than one line for that one?
So that's what we call reoccurring background acting, where I do that a lot. Where they want to show the town, right? They want to show. There's a couple people that have done this on Friends that are always in Central Park. They made a pretty penny. Me, on the other hand, no. But so I'm in all the episodes of Riverdale. When they go to the diner, you'll see me.
I hate to go back on this because you just said something that was so interesting to me. And I was curious if when you worked on The Godfather, I'd love to hear the stories because
Yeah.
it's so interesting to me. And I don't know if Francis Ford Coppola told you about this. The idea that you'd go up to a mobster in an Italian restaurant and ask if they wanted their lasagna to go.
Well, the line got cut. I didn't even get to set.
honey.
You didn't even get
You
to
didn't
say.
get to
It
set.
was, you know, when
But
you
you
book
counted
It
it-
was
you-
just a theoretical booking.
You counted it as a booking. You counted it as a booking, but you didn't get to say.
because it started my career, and that's when I
Yeah.
said I found my actress as a waitress. You know, I really found that.
What
but,
part did they cut it at? While you
believe
were
it or
driving,
not,
or-
the new show, the new Peacock show, The Offer.
Yeah.
There's a little scene where they talk about cutting my scene.
Did someone play you?
No, it's just theoretical.
It's theoretical. Did they? Okay, so it's in the final cut of The Offer, though, that we can watch on Peacock, or is that also cut?
On Peacock, in The Offer, you hear one of the actors who's playing the writer go, let's cut that part. When she asks for his lasagna to go, it doesn't make sense. That is me they're talking
Well,
about.
now I'm going to be watching it.
Oh,
Now
good.
I'm
Gotta
gonna be
tune
tune
watching
in.
it.
I've
Thank
you. I'm
got
gonna
to
be
tune
I'll
in.
make sure that star meter goes up as well.
There
for
you
the
go.
I'm going to
show.
be raising the star meter to the
For
offer.
the offer, yeah.
For the offer.
Let's all do that after this. Let's get
yeah, I
together.
would really love that.
That would
yeah.
be awesome.
Can we talk a little bit of technique right now?
Absolutely.
Because I'm so interested. My version of art is trying to get inwards, trying to figure this out.
Process.
The brain, the neurons, the process, the journey. And I'm just always living and thriving to learn more about my fellow actors. You know, I want to know what makes you tick and like how you guys approach. So maybe a good example, I can throw you guys a line and you guys walk me through the process. Does that sound groovy? Does that sound
Oh, certainly.
good?
I'd
Does
do
that-
that.
Yes, I'm head over heels.
I love games.
Okay, great. So the line is, let's just say it's Breaking Bad, and you
Oh.
go, "Here's your steak."
Is this the line you had?
Yes, I was in Breaking Bad. Wasn't a local hire. They flew
Yep.
me in.
Yeah, we didn't meet.
And my line was, "Here's your steak." So I would love to see how you guys approach it and take that on, and then I'll show you mine at the end.
Wow, I feel like I'm imitating to the person who performed the art.
Yeah, and I
That's
think
a lot
so
of pressure.
well, no, it's not a lot of pressure. It's not a lot of pressure at all.
Okay,
It's-
if you
because
say
it's your
so.
process, and every artist is different, and every person is different. So whatever you bring to it is going to be right.
Right.
So why don't you give it a try?
Well, okay. I mean, my first thought is, here's your steak.
Yeah.
Here's your steak. Okay,
I
well,
don't
that
think she
wasn't a
started
read.
yet. I didn't think she started.
This
I
is
just didn't like it.
process,
I
not
didn't love it.
performance.
You didn't like. Okay, you can't note the process.
No, sure.
Maybe we
Everybody's
think of
different.
some. Can we think of some sort of code word that when we
For
say
when-
process, we're doing the process, and then when we start doing the performance, we say the new word.
Let's
there a
try
word
Okay,
like
action.
how about it's
Okay.
yes? Okay,
Okay, thank you.
okay. Well, I'll say cut when I'm doing the process, and
Okay.
action when I'm doing the actual performance.
Okay, that's good.
I follow.
That's a language we can all understand.
Okay, so cut. When I get the line, here's my steak. Here's your steak. Sorry, I'm getting so nervous. I think to myself, what has this person been through before she delivers the steak? Why did she not say, here is your steak, sir? That means that she's not at a black tie establishment, right? She's not someone who has to defer to her customers in that way. But here's your steak, no frills, no additional parts. That means that you are, and that was a cut, by the way. That was not a read. That means that you're someone who's no bullshit, right? You have a daughter at home.
Yes.
You have to
Yes.
feed her. And when's your shift ending? I think it's ending in 30 minutes. So with all that in mind, action. Here's your steak.
Wow.
And if I could add a little improv on that, it'd be here's your steak. Now, why don't you think about that for a second?
Wow,
And cut.
I have chills down my whole body. That was awesome.
Do you guys ever? Well, no. I
It
would
was
love
definitely
to hear
better
your
than your
reads
first read. Definitely better than your
Okay,
first
again,
read.
I feel like I have to specify. That was not a read.
Are you in acting classes? I loved watching you break that down.
Thank you. Yes, I am in acting classes with my mother. My mother goes to Leslie Kahn, and then she reports back to me
That's great.
A secondhand class.
because she
second
says,
class.
"Listen, we both want to be actors. We can't afford to have both of us go to Leslie Kahn. So I'm going to take the information, kind of like what happened with Stanislavski. You have these students, and then he brings it. They start their own schools. That's sort of what my mom is doing.
With all the modern technology, she should just put a GoPro on her and you should watch it live.
And
Yeah.
in fact,
Leslie Cohn would never be
She
able to see
has.
that.
She has done that.
She has. Well, she wanted to give me a full virtual experience. And so I do watch it, but through my mother's eyes. Sometimes my mom, she goes to the bathroom and she has to be like, don't watch.
Hold on a tick. I think I seen, wasn't there a viral video that was acting teacher roast student for wearing GoPro on head? Actual GoPro
I
footage?
saw that. And I will say, once I saw the studio, I knew it was Leslie Kahn. And then I saw Leslie Kahn, and I knew it was Leslie Kahn.
I don't know
That's
who that
when you
is.
knew.
I don't
That's
know
when
who-
you knew it was Leslie Kahn.
And that's when I knew it was
Your
Leslie
mother
Kahn.
put the GoPro on her head.
Yes, and after that, she did have to start. That is what we call the hat classes, where she had to wear a hat over the GoPro, and so I could only hear the audio.
Yeah.
But after a
But
while,
why would you need a... Yeah, why would you
Leslie
need
let
anything
her
else?
guard down after a while, and so we were able to get away with a hat with a little hole in it, so that the GoPro could see through.
No, yeah, that's a classic acting technique.
So the teacher
Classic acting.
put her wall down, put her guard down, so you stuck a hole in the hat.
And
So
you
she
could
was
probably,
nice.
could you see it in her face? Would she look up at the hat and she go,
She knew.
There are a couple
know.
times
She
when
knew.
she looks directly down the barrel of the lens and goes, huh, and then continues back on with the class. And it was interesting, to watch, to work with that filter on, because it's
Incredible.
not an immediate class. It's sort of like a game of telephone,
Yeah.
To receive classes that way. But
Well, can we hear your reading, Franco?
Franco, I'd
I'd
love
love
to hear.
to. I mean, the waiter.
Oh, thank
Extraordinaire.
you, guys. Well, now I kind of get a little typecast as a waitress who has. I usually notice that the calls they bring me in for, it's the detectives at the late night getting a steak. So that steak would, if this is the role they cast me in, I know it's not in the morning. It's kind of late at night. So
Your eye just completely went a different direction.
Well,
That was-
yeah, you sound like my son. Okay, so. Okay, so my process would be, how many hours has she been on her feet?
Yes.
And when
Did
I
you say cut? I don't know if we're going or
cut,
not.
cut,
Okay,
cut,
this is
cut,
process.
cut,
That means
cut.
process.
Okay, thank you.
cut, do not enter process in process going on. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so so
Are you all right?
It is a process. Don't interrupt
Is
her.
this the
She
process?
said do not enter.
my
She
process,
said
I'm
do not
letting it
enter.
out. I'm letting it out. I'm
It's-
letting
I've
it out.
never seen somebody embody
Well,
something so
she
much.
said-
So
Don't
if
enter.
this was shooting day, cut. I'm doing process. If this was shooting day, I'd wake up in that morning and I would tie bricks that I get from my neighbor's yard to my feet, so I feel how many hours it's been that I've been on my feet. And I treat my kids. I treat kitchen like a diner, where I go to my kids. I go, you want to top off? So I get in the space. I get in the space of making the coffee and going in and giving the check. I give the check to my son so many times for practice, and he goes, Mom, stop giving me these checks. And I go, of course I wouldn't charge you, Sonny. So yeah, that's kind of the process. So now I'm physically there, right? I can't do that for you now, but physically I'm really lagging. Because I woke up this morning walking on bricks, okay? Here we go. Action. Here's your steak.
I'm shaking.
That was... Wow. That was a performance.
I mean, when we talk about telling human stories, this is what we're talking about.
Thank you so
I
much.
got chills over my whole body.
Because I go from the body. And I tell you, I couldn't have done that unless I really just get my shoulders.
I could
Yeah.
feel the pressure that this woman was under.
I had a similar thing when I was in Mayor of Easttown.
Oh,
Kate Winslet orders a rack of ribs. And I go, here's your ribs.
wow.
Yeah.
Just like that, you
That's
just
amazing.
launched. That's amazing.
So-
It's
Here's your
incredible.
Thank you, guys. I feel so wonderful to be admired by my peers.
That's great.
Wow.
Gosh.
Well, I guess I'm up to the plate, huh?
Cowboy's
Yes,
turn.
please.
All right, here I
Is that
come.
baseball? Is that baseball?
Well, for me, it's dinner time.
Okay,
I'm up to the
okay.
plate. I'm going to eat the whole thing. So, cut. So I see it, and I'm in the outfit, right? And if I'm a waiter, they're probably giving me something like a white shirt and blue pants or something. And I'm in the outfit, and I go up. I got an apron on. I see they got a steak. They say, "Hey, bring the steak over and tell them it's a steak." I think that's a steak. That's a man. He wanted a steak. Action. Here's your steak. Cut.
You know what? I loved it. I really loved it,
Nice.
especially for somebody, local hire out of Albuquerque. I thought it was really good.
Well,
Have
don't
you worked
cheat on
for
me now.
Have you worked for Aaron Sorkin?
I have worked for Aaron
You're
Sorkin.
fast with the dialogue.
I worked for Aaron Sorkin. Yeah, he actually flew me out to Washington D.C. I played a server who Philip Seymour Hoffman slapped in the face in Charlie Wilson's War. And it was really, really
I
fun.
remember that scene. That was fun. Did he? He must have actually slapped you. That looked improvised.
He did slap me. We were
And that's
good
a stunt
friends.
rate as well. You'll be getting
actually-
a stunt bump.
I did not get a stunt bump. What's that?
You got slapped in the face. That's a stunt, honey.
A stunt bump?
What union are you part of?
Oh, I'm part of the Albuquerque SAG.
ASAG.
Interesting.
Yeah,
and
ASAG. I'm
you're part of
ASAG.
ASAG. Now, what makes
We call it-
ASAG different?
We call it saddle SAG.
Do they get to skirt the rules of actual SAG, or
Well, it just applies to the local unions in Albuquerque. Things are different. You get vouchers to go to the casinos. You get free breakfast burritos at Frontier. A lot of
Wow.
benefits.
do you
Oh
get
my
health
God.
insurance?
Oh, we do sometimes. We get sunburn insurance, and we get dust mitigation.
You get all that stuff, but you don't get a stunt cover.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I did get the stunt bump, but I don't remember the difference between the rates.
What's your ASAG number?
my ASAG number? It's 4. I'm number 4.
How many people are in ASAG?
I think there's 200, 300 now. We're growing. There's a lot of work coming to Albuquerque, so we're having a lot of fun. And I just started recently, well, not recently. I've been doing this
Yeah.
for
Charlie Wilson's War.
based on
is
my
like-
shows 20, 30 years. But I started it, after my wife and I, my son moved out of the house. He was an empty nester. I was an empty nester.
Your son was.
My son was- he made me an empty nester, okay? That's why I'm better saying the lines, because sometimes I twist my tongue up. I'm better at saying the lines than saying my own words sometimes.
Yeah, I gotta ask you because, when you recounted your process, you sort of just said the line. What school taught you to do that?
That was beautiful.
To just say the line.
No sauce.
How
I ain't-
many techniques are you?
I ain't been to no school. Like I said, my wife, I was putzing around the house, and my wife said, "You gotta do something. You gotta get out and do something." So I was like, I could sit around all day. I could sit around all day at home, nagging on my wife, or I could sit around all day on a movie set, potentially get to meet Aaron Paul. Teach him how to, shoot a paintball gun in the down times and stuff like that. So that's kind of how I ended up getting into it. I don't really.
So you
have,
just sort of walked right in and
That's
you just
insane.
book.
Yeah,
and I
other
can't
people-
believe
You just
that.
book.
And I can't believe
I guess
that.
I just book. I guess people just like me for me, and it's fun. I like to. I'm all I got. I ain't putting too much else.
That's
on.
so interesting because,
That's so
your
interesting.
generation, little lady.
Yes.
It feels like our generation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of accidental bookings.
Yes, ma'am.
And it feels like your generation it is all about the book. It is like you guys are vultures. You guys are nuts.
Yes, ma'am.
You're on all different social media sites trying to get jobs. You guys are nuts.
Yes,
ma'am.
well, all due respect, you guys don't know the hell that is Monologue Monday.
Yes.
Where on Facebook groups, we have to post hashtag Monologue Monday.
And self-audition Tuesday, self-tape Tuesday.
Yes,
Wow.
and self monologue Thursdays.
Fuck me, what's Friday?
Friday's a free day.
Friday's free day, but you have to post free day. So you kind of do a performance of what you interpret your free day
And
as.
what's that do? So you probably post something, you post a big video of you doing a really good self-tape, and then you get hit up by casting directors?
Not
and
at
they
all.
cast you?
No,
Not at all.
No.
Okay.
Usually I'm getting hit up by people that support Trump and just use kind of my videos to use it almost as a pulpit
Wow.
to go off on something.
Do y'all like
Interesting.
Trump?
Let's not go there. Let's
I don't like him.
Okay, great.
Oh,
great,
God.
great.
That's so
great.
wonderful to hear.
Y'all don't like him?
As an actor, he raised prices for acting, and I didn't like that.
Okay. What else did you not like
no,
about him?
I hated when he raised the price to act.
What, are there other things you didn't like about him too?
I'm telling you, he raised the price of acting.
Okay,
and
in
it
what
went to
way did he
story.
do that?
One, he raised taxes, and two, he went in and made classes more expensive.
He might have not have done this with ASAG because he did it with SAG.
He did it with SAG. He made a rule that SAG has to charge, like basically any class that's teaching SAG actors have to charge more.
Really?
Yeah. So my rate, that's what my acting coach, Linda Arnoff, told me. And, classes now are like $1,000, $2,000 a month.
Wow.
But we're really learning and we're really diving deep into it,
Wow.
So you guys want to hear the read that got it?
Dying to hear the read.
Let's hear it. I want to
So-
see your
But let me
work.
see the process that got the read.
Sure. So Linda Arnoff, cut. Linda Arnoff's process is, one that goes deep into the soul of the character. It's all about the introspection. It's all about the work. So when I see a line like, "Do you want your steak?" I immediately think Albuquerque, drug addict, probably some death recently in his father.
That's not
father's
fair to
dead.
Albuquerque.
No,
That's just
I
not
would
fair.
say that's what Linda teaches. Albuquerque equals drug addict.
That's not fair.
And always, if
Well,
you're
you don't have to speak for Albuquerque. It's
I'm sorry.
I don't. Linda does. I'm sorry.
I had a
guys.
past
It's just what
lover
she
live
says.
there, and he was a good man.
And I've been, and Albuquerque's lovely, but it's just the method.
Charlie Toots.
So nobody else interrupted anybody else's method. Nobody else interrupted anybody
no one else
else's
talking
method.
about Albuquerque, son.
You said all people from Albuquerque are
I
drug
did not
addicts.
say all people from
And I
Albuquerque
said not
are
my
drug
past
addicts.
love, Charlie Toots.
I said Albuquerque on an audition equals drug addict.
This is such truth that's happening right now. I can't get over it. This is fascinating.
And then she says, if you are a waiter that doesn't ask a question, seems confident, somebody probably has died. So in my head, I go to the soul of this character. I'm searching, I'm digging. I'm sitting in front of a wall, staring in front of it for 2 hours, coming up with the backstory of this character. And his name was Jim. His brother, and this is when we use I statements. I'm Jim. My brother just died in Iraq. Just died in Iraq. So when I come to that steak, action. Here's a steak.
I literally spit. I literally just spit on this mic.
That booked
Wow.
it. That booked it.
That booked
They
it, huh?
loved my take. Tears pouring down my face.
You never know what a director's thinking, huh? You never know what he's seeing. You never know what he's picking up and saying, that's
They
what I'm going
loved
for.
it. And I'll tell you, Linda makes you book. I've booked 4 things already.
Oh, awesome.
And I'm ready to book the 5th.
That's
you know?
awesome. You're ready. In what ways are you ready?
I'm emotionally present and I'm emotionally ready. And she always says, don't act desperate. So I'm ready. I'm ready.
Wow.
I got a question for y'all. Do y'all want more lines?
Yes.
I would I really want more lines.
Okay.
I'd just like to be vulnerable right now.
Yeah.
Cut, because this is processed.
Yeah.
Sure.
I desperately want more lines.
I'm right there with you, sister.
That's incredible.
That's
Do
awesome.
you want to do a scene? Not right now, but
Oh,
we,
later?
we could do a scene
Just
later
get together
or now.
and do a scene?
I would love to work with you.
God, I
I
miss
would
being
love
young.
to work
I
with
would
you.
love to work with you.
You're such an artist. I would love to work
And
with you.
you seem like you've learned so much from those videos your mom makes you watch.
Yes.
I would love to pick your brain.
Watch,
Yes.
they'll hook up after this.
Oh, I
No.
don't know
I
about
just
that.
love. I
No,
would just
I love.
to
There's something
work
about your
with you.
energy.
There's
I
just
feel like
tell me
something
that.
about your energy.
They will.
Franco,
There's
don't
just
say
something
that.
about.
Did y'all hear
There's
that?
something about your energy.
There's something about
These
your
young
energy
kids-
I
that
feel
is-
like it's just a
No, what's-
chemistry.
Starts
thing,
with
you know?
energy and scene study, and in 2 minutes they're fucking.
No,
Franco,
because what's coming
you gotta
from
stop
him is
saying that because
truth.
I'm about to start
What's coming
picturing
from
it.
him is truth.
And my wife's gonna be mad at me. My wife's gonna
Because
be
you're
mad at me.
thinking about it?
If I picture it, don't talk about it too much.
It's just what it is I feel like you know what the truth is and you're going to bring it to every scene.
Yes, and
you
I
know?
do feel that
Stop
what
looking
is
at him like that.
emanating off of you is truth.
Yes, we got to grab
So
coffee and
if
talk
we
about it.
if we potentially got dinner and picked each other's brains,
Yes.
what would happen is truth.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
what would happen?
Brains.
Oh, don't do that.
What
Don't
did she
do
What did
do?
you
that.
say?
What did you do?
She
Oh,
is
with
a-
my hands, I made the motion for sex.
Oh, wow.
Don't do
wow.
that. Hey, we
And-
can't talk
and
about
that's
that
your
kind of
truth.
stuff.
And that's your truth,
That's
and that's fine, and that's what you're saying.
that's
But for
fine.
some of us, it's about the process and it's about the art.
Some of us are just working.
Yeah.
You know, we're just working.
I know.
and
I
we're
feel
just
like I'm
trying.
working so much it's exhausting.
Where did I lose you guys? I am also about the work, and I am also about process
We
and
know.
the art.
Totally. It does feel like that. It does, yeah.
So what do y'all do outside of acting? What do y'all like to do other than acting? I got a couple horses. I'm part of the Elks Club, and I like to go swimming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I got this really, really fun. I've started getting into bouldering for olders.
Of course, yeah.
Older bouldering, we're calling it ouldering. So some young guys are bringing me out. And
What's a
gotta
boulder?
Say, that sounds extremely
What's bouldering?
dangerous.
Bouldering?
Bouldering, you have to fall from 10 or 20 feet usually.
No. You got to climb down. That's what we got the big mats. We bring our mattresses out. We go out into the Sandia Mountains.
You
and,
bring your mattresses to the mountains?
Yeah, you can do that in Albuquerque. Everyone's got a mattress.
So you're just falling off. Or
Well,
you-
sometimes we ain't falling too far. We can only go up a little bit. What, but I
You
love
should
doing
do
that.
stunts. You should
I don't
really
know
do
about that. I
stunts.
can't join that. Albuquerque stunt squad.
I don't have a lot of free time. I work a lot.
Yeah.
I work a lot.
I have a lot of free time.
Me too. I was just about to say
Yeah.
that.
I have a lot of free time. I have a collection of old yearbooks. Spanning from 1920s to today. And
Your books of yours?
no relation to anyone I know, and I just pore over these things, and I think of all the women, and every day I pick a different woman, and I try and tell her story.
That's beautiful.
How do you do it?
That's beautiful.
That sounds really nice. What kind of? Who's the woman
Sorry,
today?
can we have a cut moment? I want to hear this process.
Yeah, me too. I really
Okay.
want to hear this.
Cut. So today's woman is Adriana Marshall. She was a student at Robford Elementary in 1964. She was a sophomore in this. She had braces.
When does truth end and creating begin?
Well, that's the thing. I feel like I am plagiarizing from these women because I know their stories so deeply.
How about that?
Okay,
Wow.
well.
So I look at her and I look at the way that she's, and I see something in her eyes. I see that she doesn't want her picture to be taken fully, that she feels a little awkward. And so I give her a little monologue, and it goes something like this. Okay, action. Mother, please let me off this farm. I wanna go. I wanna leave. And cut.
You
Oh my
gotta
God.
add that to your
was
reel.
amazing.
You
Oh
gotta
my
add
God,
that
I'm
to
How do
your
you
reel.
pay your rent?
I love that.
Well, my mother and I live together, not by out of necessity. We just are very wealthy, and it's a choice, and that works for us.
You're really wealthy, yet she won't make you both take an acting class. She wears a GoPro under a hat.
So we're what we call selectively wealthy. So the money can be spent in certain places, but it's not allowed to be spent in certain other places.
Hold on. I want to talk about that little monologue. We can go forward from that.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
I'm sorry. We have to
I
go
love
back.
was
that.
beautiful.
That was amazing. So what do you do with
Really?
it? What do you do
Thank
with
you.
it? Who do
Thank
you
you.
show it to? Like, where do you put it up?
Yeah.
So I put that on Facebook. I put that on Monologue Mondays.
Great.
And then there's this woman who runs the Facebook group, and she will comment all the time, like, this is incredible. You have to message me. You should take my class. It's an online membership. It's about $600 a year, but it's super worth it because you get access to all these incredible minds of the
Wow.
Facebook casting directors community. And I haven't taken her up on it yet. I'm a little nervous. I have imposter syndrome.
Gotta take her up on that. You should definitely get in that class.
Do you think so?
I think that's a great idea. Just like what you said, that sounds like you can make a lot of connections to casting directors and other people. It doesn't sound like a ripoff at all.
It works
Like,
differently out
Okay.
where I am. I can't give advice on that. Classes for me, every time, they offer acting classes, but you walk in there and these guys it's mostly like weird interpretive, Santa Fe types coming in doing artsy stuff, and it doesn't work for TV and movies because you got people coming in, and that's half the auditions. You walk in and everyone's doing, oh, I'm a little flower, I'm a little daisy, I'm a little, all that kind of stuff.
So they're doing more performance art
Yeah,
type.
it's a little artsy fartsy type, and that's what the we're not shooting artsy fartsy in Albuquerque. We're shooting Transformers. We're shooting Breaking Bad. We're shooting, we're shooting drug dealer gets caught up in the wrong kind of business. And then some guy goes, "What was that?" And that's me a lot of the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's kind of different. So I wouldn't do classes, but that's because the classes for me would be bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
I understand.
Am I-
Go ahead. Oh, no, I would just love to know from everyone, what is the one-line role that you want
Oh,
that, like, you're dying to play? Like,
Yeah.
what is that?
for me, Army. I want to be in
Army.
the military.
Army.
I want to be in active combat.
You want Army.
I want Army.
You
I would
want
love
Army.
to be a Marine and just say something like, action. Mom. Where's Mom?
Where's mom? Are you saying where's mom?
What type of army
Mom?
is this?
It's a
So
pussy
that
army.
reaction, that world, it's kind
I
of
love
tough to
it.
talk
Just
about.
rolls right off your back.
That was really good, man.
Thank you. So
That was
that,
awesome.
that world, I was playing a co-star that had been blown up and was about to die. I can't even talk
Incredible.
about it.
That makes me emotional.
Yeah, because I think what I'm constantly looking for, I mean, like my day-to-day is the passion, the grind, and the work. And those are the things I'm focusing on. I'm looking for opportunities to basically play people emotional. So
You got to do that, man. I was in a scene in the Pacific, Tom Hanks' miniseries. And,
Really?
Yeah, I was in a scene. They shot Albuquerque for Guadalcanal, and it was really crazy stuff. But I had one year. I say, "You're excused, Corporal,"
Wow.
that's
Wow.
I would
That was
kill
fun.
for that.
and it was.
Now, was that a cut or was that an
So
action?
I'll say cut, and I'll tell you what. So the process, no, that was just a cut. So what I did is I walked in, I saw Tom Hanks. I said, "Excuse me, it's Forrest Gump." I said all my favorite lines to him.
Oh
I
my
said,
God.
"I'm running." I said I pissed myself. I said,
Jenny.
I said life is like. I said Jenny. I said I want to know what love is. Stuff, all that kind of
Wow.
stuff. And then he said, "We gotta go." I said, "Okay." He said, "Action." I said, "You're excused, Corporal." Cut. No, that was action. "You're excused, Corporal." Action. Cut.
Wow.
I'm confused.
Wow.
That
But
was
that's what it was.
incredible.
That's
That was
really
really
great.
incredible.
Yeah, it
I'm
was
so
really
proud
fun.
of you.
So I hope you get to do Army. Army's really fun.
Yeah,
Ah.
no, I'd love to do that. I would love
I'm
to.
dying to do animation.
I think you got a voice for
I
it.
think
You
you'd be
definitely.
wonderful
Can we
at
see
that.
a couple, maybe of your ideas for characters? Like, what if you had to play maybe a
You
little?
want to top off?
Okay.
Okay, so an animated waiter.
Do you guys want your bill? Yeah. Oh no, I don't want to. No, I couldn't do any.
But you could be some kind of animal waiter. What kind of animal?
Oh, that'd be so fun,
Like a
like in
squirrel.
Madagascar, and be like, "Here's your leaves. You
That's
wanna
good.
you want a bamboo top off?" See, I got creative there, and I never get
I
creative.
love that, Franco. How do you feel after you got creative?
I feel like my nipples are hard.
Okay.
Okay, wow.
I
no.
gotta say though, that's exactly how I feel most of the time. I'm really
Wow.
in a scene.
That's how, and I felt that from you.
It feels so good to be around young people.
I'm telling you, man. If
nice.
you can, like, for me, a telltale sign of you being in the moment and feeling the emotion, hard nipples.
Wow.
Hard nipples, the hardest you can get them.
I
Sometimes
did.
I'll
I
squeeze them
did take
before
one
just to
acting
feel it.
class once. I took Lady Gaga does a master class
Oh,
On acting?
online.
she's so funny with all her stuff she does.
She
Yeah,
is so
she is.
funny. I
And
find her
she-
so funny.
She's so funny.
She
Oh, I
is.
forgot to say what I
She's
do
an
in my
artist.
spare time.
Oh yeah, I'd love to know about your life.
I run the Reddit page. I run.
Just all of Reddit.
No, I work at Reddit.
Oh, you work at Reddit.
What do you do for Reddit? Because I feel
I do
like
freelance stuff.
freelance. What kind of freelance
What
stuff?
kind of, like web design or?
No, I input information. Sometimes there'll be pages where there's not a lot going on, and they'll pay me a fee. I've done this since I was 20.
you
It was
go
my
to-
it was my day job when I couldn't
You
book,
go
cool.
to kind of empty subreddits and comment
and I
stuff.
fill them in. Like last night, there was the Buffalo Wild Wings subreddit, and it was dead empty. And I just went in there.
Why
and
does Reddit want people to be commenting on a dead sub?
they want more clicks.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Makes
no.
sense.
That sounds like a great job. It's a great side hustle.
Y'all might as well be speaking Chinese right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I have a question for the team. Dream role.
Of all time?
Dream film, dream story, dream director, anything. Tell me your dreams.
Wow.
That's heavy. That's actually a lot to think about for
That's
me.
really big.
Linda, my acting coach, says I would never probably make it that far, but
Wow.
so yeah, maybe come back to me.
That's a mean thing
That's
to say.
so cruel.
No, it's good. It's good.
That's so deeply cruel. I'm so sorry.
No, it's not cruel. It's truth.
I don't
It's
like your
helpful.
acting teacher.
No, she's great. She really, really, because what she does is she regurgitates your own trauma. So she'll be yelling at you, what happened? What's the truth here? What did your dad actually say? And I would say, well, in the scene, and she goes, no, shut the fuck up, you imbecile. You tiny little squirmy boy. What did your...
She have your hands on
She
her hands
gra-
on you?
It's her signature Linda forehead. She grabs your forehead with
No,
her
she
thumb
doesn't.
and her pinky, and she just presses against you and goes, look
Wow.
at me. And you just start crying.
I wouldn't
God.
take advantage of that. I
And
wouldn't
so
do
you're
that.
paying even more. So Trump raised the price of that
It's
class.
the worst that Trump could do that. He's a bad guy
I
for
can't.
raising the price.
I abhor the man. I'm not
We've
afraid
got
to
to
say
grab coffee. We've got to
We
grab
have to
coffee.
pick each other's brains.
Because if you don't like Trump and I don't like Trump, I feel like we can talk about that.
that's because that's like such a unique thing that you don't see that all the time.
No.
It's refreshing.
Yes.
It's refreshing.
Uh-huh.
Oh, gosh.
It's
I'm
That's like that
picturing-
show
It's
Hacks.
refreshing.
I'm picturing it again.
It's exactly like
I'm
that show
picturing it
Hacks.
It
again.
feels like hacks, which I find
Oh.
so funny.
And I'd love to talk about Hacks.
You guys
Because
should
it's
do a
funny,
scene
but
from
it's
Hacks.
real.
Genius.
It's so
We
And
should
then
get
they'll
together
hook
and
up.
do a
Stop.
scene from
I would
Hacks.
love.
Stop.
They'll
who do
rehearse
you want to
their
play in
scene from
hacks?
Hacks,
I want
and
to
then
be
they'll
Hannah
kiss.
Einbinder.
Oh, that's great.
my
I'll
God.
play Gene Smart.
Stacy's going to make me sleep on the couch tonight.
Could you imagine these two people having sex?
mad at me.
Thinking about it.
You're going to be so mad at me.
Dreams. So I things that I dream about, I've always wanted to play sort of I want to play like a princess. I'll be honest, like that's something I wanted to do as a little kid, and now I want to be a princess.
You'd
I
be
think that would
so
be
sweet.
amazing.
Wow.
But the problem is, I was watching one of my mom's classes that she took home, and Leslie Kahn told my mom that her age range is probably like 40 and above, and so I really took that lesson to heart, and so I understand that I can't. do
No,
that.
That's not
no,
your age range.
that's
That's your
your
mom's
mother.
No,
age
but
range.
Leslie Kahn said it.
No, you look like
Well,
Elsa.
that
She
actually-
looked
You have to
directly
be a
into the
princess.
camera, and she said, "You are too old to play a princess."
So she looked at a big top hat that your mother was wearing with a hole in it.
Can I ask how old you are?
I'm 25.
Okay, great.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Wow, that's so refreshing to hear.
That's crazy. You barely ever meet any like we're old. We're old.
We're literally ancient.
Just don't
so
look at them.
old.
Why are you covering your ears?
He's imagining you two having sex.
I can't do it. If I hear any more of y'all connecting, I swear to gosh, that Stacy is gonna be so mad at me. She's gonna cook me cold eggs for 3 weeks every time. That's what she does. I can't even
Has
hear
this
it.
happened before?
All the time. If she catches wind that I think about sex,
She makes the eggs and she puts it in the
so
fridge to
mad
get
at
it
me.
cold.
She says, "Yeah, what kind of like?" She said, "I'm gonna make you some eggs today. What kind you like?" I always tell her, and she goes, "Great, they're ready. They've been in the fridge for 3 hours."
Oh,
She
so
always
she
gets
knows.
me.
She knows.
She gets me. It's never mean, but it's not nice, and it's a message, and it's okay.
Okay,
But-
what's your dream, son?
Well, I want my son to move back home, and I want him to move nearby with his wife and his kid. I want to play with them a little bit more, and I want me and Stacy to actually. I just bought an Airstream because I booked a role on. I booked a role on this show. They're doing this really exciting show with Timothy Oliphant.
Jesus.
And it's
I
really
love
fun.
him
And-
so
and
much.
They booked me, and then they gave me this big advance for it because I guess I was up for some of all these other roles or whatever, and they needed me, which is so flattering, so nice.
So they were.
So-
For just
you
a
were in a
couple
bidding
lines?
war with how you're.
You
Is that
should
what
have
they
led
call it?
with that today. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how all that stuff works. I just get a bunch of emails. I ain't got no reps or nothing, so I get a bunch of emails.
They
and
just
I
go
say, I don't
straight
know
to
what
you?
do. Yeah, I mean, I ain't got
You're
nobody else.
facilitating a bidding war by yourself?
Is it
Yeah.
ASAG?
It's on the Saddle Sag. It's on HSAG. Yeah, it comes to me, and then I gotta figure out which emails, and I ain't even I'm behind on all that stuff, so I'm going through my SBCglobal.net account trying to figure out, do I do this? Do I do this movie with this actor? Do I do this show? Anyways, I'm hoping to do enough stuff to buy an Airstream with Stacy, and then we can travel the country, and I can see Mount Rushmore for the first time, because I just love what people do with rocks.
It's like a Sorkin
I'm hoping.
monologue.
Wow.
I haven't gotten a work email in probably 3 or 4 months.
All I do is get emails, Reddit going, put something on the Bed Bath & Beyond subreddit, put something on what I do with broken light bulbs subreddit. And I go, Jesus Christ, guys, stop emailing me. I'm on set with Timothée Chalamet.
My manager just became a real estate agent, so that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
She
really.
said she could still do me on the side too, but she's going to be mostly homes.
Well, yeah, I'm really. If you guys have any openings, if I could take a meeting with them, that'd be great, because I've been doing the casting
absolutely.
director grind for about 4 years now, trying to get signed. So yeah.
Hey, I got a question. Y'all ever actually been waiters?
This has been Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists, answering the question, now that's why they call it showbiz. Good night, Hollywood. Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists is an improvised Hollywood Roundtable podcast created and performed and produced by Kylie Brakeman, Jeremy Colhane, Angelo Giratana, and Patrick McDonald. AOAOAOA is a Sugar 23 podcast. Michael Mayer and Michael Sugar, executive producers. Liam Billingham, producer. Production support by Angelo Restaino and Anthony Defranchesco. Music is by Gabriel Ponton. The opinions expressed on this podcast do not reflect the opinions of anyone who works on it, not even the performers, because this is an improvised podcast and we're stupid. Full video versions of AOAOAOA are available on YouTube, so please like and subscribe and leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Good night, Hollywood.